Well, I originally grew up in Kenmare, North Dakota, northwest of Minot. I lived there till I was age 12, and then we moved to Clinton, Minnesota, which is a small town in Minnesota. Graduated high school there. That was in 97, and from there went to Concordia College in Moorhead. I spent 4 years there. I got a business degree from Concordia. Then after that, I was kind of looking at different jobs and whatnot. Didn't really see what I wanted, and decided rather than continue to work, part-time or do whatever, I decided just to go back to school. So I went to NDSU, got my master's degree there in business administration, just to kind of, fill the time and make sure that I was doing something productive rather than, it could have been 6 months or a year before I ever found something. So I just decided to go back to school since I was kind of in a school mode. And then graduated in '02. Then started to work, continued to work just part-time, and then about 9 months after graduation I got a job working for Wells Fargo in Sioux Falls. That was kind of a job in customer service or call center, but I figured at that point I kind of needed to get a start into something. It wasn't exactly what I pictured myself doing or wanted to really do at that point, but I figured I had to kind of try something out to figure out what I wanted to do. So I worked there as a customer service representative, sales representative for about 3 years. 3 years in Sioux Falls, and then because of a connection I had here in Bismarck, I found out about being a mortgage consultant, staying with Wells Fargo. So I did that and moved to Bismarck in '06, and have been here since. I've been a mortgage consultant for a little over 4 years.
So what do you do as a mortgage consultant?
Basically, I help people find out how much they can qualify for when they're looking to purchase a house. I also do refinances and construction loans. So I help people who want to build, or if they just want to buy an existing home, find out, if their credit's good enough, if their income is good enough, if they have, low debt or high debt, and figure out where they would qualify, what sort of price range that they would qualify for.
How many hours do you normally work?
Well, it really kind of depends. Since my type of job is sales, it can be, most of the time it's a commission-based, depending on, which institution you're working for. So the hours can be pretty flexible, but for me, this last year's been really busy. I would say it's been at least 50 a week, just to try to keep up and whatnot. The job itself can be a little bit seasonal because not as many people buy homes and that kind of thing during the winter. So I can be a little bit slower than typically more year-round, 40 hours a week. So for me, I just like, if I've got work to do, I like to do it. If I'm a little slower, then I can afford to be at 40 hours and call that good. So. But that'll kind of change too as our job goes. Now we're going more towards a salary plus a commission, which now I have to be more accountable for my hours. So I have to log those, and I can't get overtime, and so that's kind of a change that mortgage consultants, I think, are going to see over the next year.
So what's the starting wage for a mortgage consultant the first time?
Well, it varies quite a bit. A lot of times, if it's strictly commission, which I would say probably 80 to 90% of them are strictly commission, you'll start out with a draw. So they'll give you, $15,000 or $20,000, whatever the amount would be, and then you can decide how you want that dispersed over the next 3 months or 6 months to kind of give you a start. From that point, when that draw is gone, then you simply go based on commission, what your sales are as far as for your income goes. The credit union here is a little bit different. We have a salary part of it plus a commission then for incentives. So There are a few jobs like that, but they're a little bit harder to find. Most of them will be, for mortgage consultants, will be strictly commission-based.
So what's a typical work week like?
Typically, I would say you're looking at a Monday through Friday. The hours will kind of depend upon what institution you're in. Sometimes bank lobbies and different things won't open until 9, so you can do a 9. But I'm usually an 8 to 5 is usually what's expected of me. Anything more than that, I have to spend additional time networking and possibly doing stuff for realtors and different things. So sometimes it involves evenings and maybe a Saturday or a Sunday, depending on what's kind of happening. One thing that I do some of is attend open houses and different things on Sundays. I get a chance to talk with realtors and that kind of thing to build relationships, to see if I can drum up business that way. So there's a networking aspect to it as well.
So do you take work home with you?
Not typically. For me personally, I'd kind of would stay in the office if I had work to do. I just like to be able to kind of separate my time and try to let it go as much as I can. But usually there's always something on my mind as far as work goes. But typically I try to leave all that at work. Maybe put in a few hours on a Saturday or an evening if I feel like I'm behind or whatnot.
How has your education prepared you for your career?
I think the biggest thing for me as far as the education was to develop some kind of a work ethic, organization, and being able to continue to focus on different things at one time. I think that's been the most valuable. I mean, I don't deal much with budgets and balance sheets and that kind of stuff on a daily basis. Obviously, there are some number calculations, and I have to deal with a little bit of tax returns and some of those things. But as far the biggest things for me have been how to be able to concentrate and prioritize and organize your daily tasks, because that's the biggest thing to manage your pipeline of loans that you have going on, because all of them are in different stages. So you've got to be able to figure that out and figure out which is the most important to deal with. So that's one of the bigger challenges. And I think going through college and stuff has helped with that part of it.